Welcome back to Oral Language Part 2. In this part of PowerPoint about oral language, we are going to talk about several different rule systems that comprise the English language. Our language is governed by certain rules. One of these is phonology. The sequencing of sounds is vital to creating recognizable words. So g to a means nothing, but the same sound sequenced as dog means the word dog. Morphology is an intriguing component of our language, and it is one of the factors that makes English a deep alphabetic system. Morphemes are the smallest units of meaning in the English language. Take the letter sequence ER. In the word heard, it just denotes the spelling sound needed to make the word itself. But in the word teacher, the ER is also needed to make the sound, but in addition, here it carries a special meaning. It is acting not only as a spelling pattern, as it did in heard, but also as a morpheme. The ER in teacher lets you know that we are talking about the person who is teaching, just as the ER in helper is the person who helps, or the ER in swimmer denotes the person who swims, etc. This principle makes any affix a morpheme. Take the UN in fun or under. It is just part of the word, but in the words unhappy, unhealthy, or unfaithful, the UN carries a meaning for not or the opposite of something. Orthography is the writing system for our language, and at times it can be quite confusing. Take, for example, the letter A. The letter A has two different sounds in the word amazing. It has the schwa sound, almost like a short U sound, in the first syllable, and a long A sound in the second syllable. What makes it even more confusing is that given that single long A sound, there are basically 8 different combinations of letters or spellings that can make that sound, as seen in the words bake, rain, play, they, baby, ate, vein, and great. Syntax basically refers to word order. As mentioned in the reading process PowerPoint, each language has its own structure. In our language, we have different types of sentences. Be it a statement, exclamation, or question, words are arranged in a specific order. In English, as you know, we usually start a statement with a noun, that is a subject, followed by a verb, followed by an object, or prepositional phrase, or a descriptive word or phrase about the subject. So, brown grass puppies to the in small the played is not a meaningful sentence, but the same words arranged as the 2 small brown puppies played in the grass is. Even multiple adjectives are ordered in a certain way. Brown small 2 puppies sounds awkward, but 2 small brown puppies is grammatically correct. Semantics deals with word and phrase meanings. You've heard the expression, it's all a matter of semantics. Depending on how a word is used in a sentence can affect its meaning. Remember that we had said that the context processor has a very important role in determining the meaning of words, especially the more ambiguous ones. We have an abundance of these. Run is one such word. Run has an entirely different meaning in Joey hit a home run, or Mom had a run in her stocking, or he plans to run for that congressional seat, or I went for a 20-minute run, or he certainly can run fast. In addition, the number of idiomatic expressions we have in English can cause confusion when trying to make sense out of words and phrases. Consider how take a hike is used in these 2 sentences. I can't wait until we take a hike in the woods. Mom was aggravated with me and told me to take a hike. Just imagine what problems all this ambiguity poses for children when English is a second language. Discourse is the verbal expression in speech or writing. The tone or emphasis on certain words can alter the meaning of a sentence. Notice the difference in these 2 sentences merely by the inflection given to one word. I drive by the White House every day. I drive by the White House every day. Try this experiment with the sentences on this slide. Repeat each sentence, but with emphasis on the underlined word. Does the inflection of your voice give different interpretations to the sentences? Instead of reading this sentence word by word, the beige and brown dog raced into the house to eat his food, good readers scoop phrases together that reflect the author's meaning. This might mean grouping the adjectives and the words they describe together and linking other words that naturally go together as prepositional phrases as a meaningful unit. So now it might become, the beige and brown dog raced into the house to eat his food. Imagine saying the word dude if you were exasperated with somebody. Dude? Questioning them about something they said. Dude? Saying it in a caring, sympathetic manner. Dude. Saying it in anger. Dude. Saying it to show puzzlement. Dude. All are subtly different, and the reader must be able to detect which tone is appropriate given the text he has read. No wonder reading is a complex process. Our language itself is very complex. Now it's time for another break.